Yes, the recruiting rankings mean something, but they don't mean everything, such as the case with Saquon Barkley at Penn State. We bring in Ellie Moreta-Feliz to break down the Penn State backfield from Black Shoe Diaries. Ellie, thanks so much for joining us. We always appreciate the time. And this kid, Saquon Barkley, is just an amazing back to watch. He burst onto the scene last season as a freshman. Ran for 1,000 yards, 5.9 per pop, 7 touchdowns. And what really captivated the nation when he got onto the big stage against Ohio State, and even though the Nittany Lions were beaten pretty badly in that game, the Buckeyes just couldn't contain him. Almost 200 yards there, 200 yards against Rutgers. Sky's the limit for this kid.
Yes, it is. When you put Barkley's stats into perspective, knowing that he didn't really play at Temple, and then he was injured for 2 games. As a true freshman, Barkley was able to run for 1,000 yards in 9 games. That is amazing. And the thing about it is that not a single soul even fathomed this possibility being a reality, the reality that it is today. And it's just kind of a testament of, as you said, sometimes, you kind of catch a diamond in the rough, and also to his own work ethic. And you can tell because of what he's done this winter, that this was just the beginning. He stands to become one of the greatest Penn State running backs when it all is said and done, if he continues to work the way he did last season, as well as what he's started to do during the winter. For example, he matched Anthony Zettle's power clean record, and Anthony Zettle has like 100 pounds on him. And not only that, he still was able to maintain his speed, running a 4.38 40 in the winter, as well as doing all of these things. And it's just, you start thinking about his ability, and it's like, wow, where, the possibilities for him are almost endless.
Ellie, you bring up something that's a key in all this, and it's fun as a fan to watch him in space do his thing and burst the 25 or 30 yarder. But what's key to him being effective play to play is that he's a more powerful back than he appears. His stature doesn't look like he would be a big power back, and he had a better run blocking line than a pass blocking line, but still Penn State not where they want to be in regards to a dominant offensive line, but he was still able to make those tough runs in between the tackles and make them count for 3 or 4 yards.
Oh, that is correct. There were more than one time where the line whiffed a little bit and people caught him behind the line of scrimmage, and people just bounced off him. I remember a time, I think it was in the Illinois game, where Hackenberg threw a little pitch pass to him, and he was just guy after guy after guy, and he just ran it for a touchdown. And that's just the Barkley's ability, and he's getting stronger. And it's just, when you put it all into perspective, the line, yes, it fared better against the run, but still not that great. And somehow this guy continued to make plays.
All right, Akeel Lynch is a guy that made some plays early in the season, was battling for that starting job, actually ran for $120 against Rutgers. And if you look at his career at Penn State, had a nice almost 700-yard campaign a couple years ago. But he's off to Nevada. He sees the writing on the wall, and a budding superstar there in Saquon Barkley. So your backup situation is a number of young players, very untested players: Miles Sanders, Andre Robinson, Mark Allen. Can you kind of size things up behind Barkley?
As it stands right now, it's going to be a competition between Andre Robinson and Miles Sanders for number 2. Miles Sanders, of course, incoming 2016 5-star guy, already makes amazing plays all over the internet, pretty much doing everything so far. But a lot of people forget that Andre Robinson was doing the same thing until he got injured his last year of high school. Andre Robinson is the guy who broke LaShawn McCoy's record in high school. So he's talented himself. So I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen there, because a lot of people have kind of slotted Miles Sanders as the number 2 guy, but I think Robinson is going to have a lot to do with it. But that kind of underscores a bigger point when it comes to Penn State's entire running back situation. Behind Barkley, there isn't going to be that much of a drop-off. We have talented guys coming in, and when you factor it all with Joe Moorhead's new offense that's going to go at a much faster pace, these guys are going to get meaningful snaps. And whether it's Sanders at number 2 or Robinson at number 2, they both have shown already that they're going to have the ability to spell Barkley whenever he needs a rest, and probably continue the same pace and the same type of production.
All right, Sanders, yeah, as you mentioned there, a top 3 rated running back by all the major services out of Pittsburgh, could be the next star in the making at Penn State, as the recruiting ante has been raised significantly by Bill O'Brien and now James Franklin, certainly in the last few years in Happy Valley. Ellie Moreta-Feliz joining us from Black Shoe Diaries to help us break down Penn State at running back and a exciting situation there coming up in 2016. Thanks, Ellie.
No problem.